We're talking today about how intuition and feminine energy work together. And it's a topic that I'm so excited about because as we learn what real feminine energy is and how it works, it isn't about being a feminist. It's about using that energy inwardly to make the most of who you are as a person. So each person has masculine and feminine energy within them. That's where the yin and yang symbol comes in. We kind of give way to the other. And that's the energies that we can use to either nurture, or we can use it to provide, or we can use it to create, or we can use it to protect. Like there's different things that the different energy does. And so most of the time, the feminine qualities are more strong in the feminine person, right? The female. And the masculine energy is stronger in the male energy. But that's not always the case. Sometimes it can be different, but we all have both energies within us, and we go between those in our day as we do the different things that we have. But what I want to talk about is how, as women, we can use feminine energy and use that to increase our intuition. So, as we have um, access to understanding and getting downloads, personal revelation, inspiration, whatever word works for you. We get that as women in a stronger way, usually, because we have obviously a space where we were created in the opportunity to create life. And because we have that, it's called the womb space, not necessarily your uterus, but it's your womb space. Because we have a womb space, that womb space is actually what is an open portal for us to connect to God or your higher power. And that is what gives us that deeper intuitive connection. And so when we have times that men want to access that portal, right? That's their connection to God. And so that is why intimacy is supposed to be created the way it was supposed to be created, because that is what creates and connects you to God and to your higher power. So if we want our intuition to be stronger as women, we need to be looking at ways that we can open that space up. And so one of the easiest ways that we can open our womb space and open our connection to God is by first loving ourselves, right? We can't be dishing on being a woman because that doesn't help. And then the other piece to really opening this up is clearing out some shame. And shame is stored in our sacral plexus, which is our sexual, our gonad organs, right? And so as we look at things in our life and we start to clean up the shame we have, and we start to really recognize who we are and have that deeper connection with who we are, then we allow ourselves to have a greater connection with God, or have that stronger connection, and we aren't hating on our body, which is the part where it really can help us connect. And so I want to talk to you about a couple things of how you can look at shame. Most of us, I know for me, one of the biggest things of shame that I had was um, literally having shame around the fact that I was created in a sexual experience. Because I had so much shame around sex growing up, and I was um, told how terrible and awful and ugly and disgusting and naughty and bad. Like these are the words that were used all the time around that. And it should have been a teaching of like having it be something beautiful. But in my definitions, it was never that. It was always how gross and disgusting it was. And so I held shame even for the fact that I was created, period. So I had to forgive myself for holding on to shame about not knowing who I was, and that that is how you're created, and that I shouldn't hate myself because that was how I was created. That is how life works. And so I had to work on that. The other piece of shame that I had to work on was I had to work on recognizing that um, all of a sudden I went from everything is awful, nasty, bad, gross, disgusting, all the things till I get married. And then all of a sudden it's like flip a switch. Now it's all supposed to be great and wonderful. Only after so many years of programming, it really wasn't. And I know this is kind of a vulnerable spot. And hopefully not everybody had that same programming, but I really did have to let go of feeling so much disgust around intimacy and around sexual experience, or even having the thought that your body was supposed to be a sexual like sensational thing, right? Like you can have those experiences, and it doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean that you're wrong, because that truly is the way that we were created. We were supposed to be that, right? That's the whole point. We're supposed to be creating life. We're supposed to be creating whatever we're creating. It doesn't have to just be life. Like God put women here, and we are the creators. We are the ones that have the natural way of beautifying things, right? And the men are kind of the hunter gatherers. They go out, they get the stuff, they bring it back and say, here, do something fun with it, right? And that's kind of how it's supposed to be. Well, it is how it's supposed to be. And things are getting a little, I think, out of alignment. And so just recognize that as you let go of shame, and as you connect and use that part of your body and not hating on it so much, and you start loving your body, then you can have a greater connection in intuition. I know it sounds so crazy, but it is so true. And as you work on that connection with your body and realizing what a beautiful creation it is, and understanding that that is the one thing that makes us different, right? We're not just spirits anymore. We actually have a human flesh body, and we live here for a time on this planet, and then we go to the next stage in our journey. But we have this opportunity to have this fleshy human body, and we should be loving on it, not hating on it. And as we do so, then we can grow and we can improve, and our connection and understanding of God can also grow and improve. So I hope you will take that today and think about it, ponder on it, and realize that it's okay to love your body. It's okay to love the part of you that makes you who you are. It's okay to be feminine. It's okay that your parts and pieces are different. Um, and then a man, and that you're not supposed to be a man, you're supposed to be a woman. And I just want you guys to know I love you. I love talking about these things, and I hope this makes you question some things and some programming that maybe you've had in your past. If you would like help sorting through some of those things, by all means, reach out to me at toolstoempower.com, or toolstoempower@gmail.com, and I can hopefully help you walk through some of these things. I have made such a huge difference in loving myself when I started to let go of the shame of who I am. And I hope you will too. We'll see you next time. See ya.